Hi everyone, Aidan here with eTrailer. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Benton ShellRaiser Roof Box, and we're going to see how it fits on top of our 2024 Dodge Durango. A roof box in general is a great way to just carry extra stuff with you when you're going on family road trips, camping trips, things like that, and you just don't have enough room in the vehicle for your passengers' cargo comfortably. The Durango is a big car and you can probably fit it, but you want your passengers to be comfortable too. And if you just need a little bit of extra space, a smaller box like this makes a ton of sense because when it's not in use, it won't take up a ton of space in your garage. So let's check it out. Even just on top of the roof, a small box like this makes a ton of sense because it won't interfere with things like your sunroof. It's not going to add a ton to the top of your vehicle, both in height and in width, or even just around back with your antenna or your back hatch. You're probably not going to find any interference or even come close to interference in any of those areas. So again, if you just don't need a ton of cargo capacity for that extra stuff, why get a giant box that's going to take up more room on your roof? And that being said, it still does have 8 cubic feet of storage space, which isn't nothing. Personally, I've fit all of my camping gear in here before. That includes tent, ground mat, sleeping bag, other little accessories that I use when camping, and it fit with a little bit of room to spare. So this is not useless space by any means. It's just not going to be for your full family's worth of luggage. So, for that, you'd probably want to get something a little bit bigger, or maybe something for like skis and snowboards. You'll just need a longer box. But for most people, I think this is going to be more than enough. Some things I really like about it up here is that the lid opens super wide. That does mean you have to climb up on your tire or something to reach it and close it, but it gives us plenty of room to take those items, get them in without interfering with the lid. And then also this lid will open from either side. You notice I've set this off to our driver's side right now. That's partially to make it easier to see on video, but that's also because with a smaller box like this, I think it's just going to be working better offset to one side or the other, because having it centered on such a large vehicle like this means you're going to have to reach a little bit further no matter which side you're on. So for me personally, I'd put it on the passenger side, open it from that side, and just make sure it's always easy to access, especially if you're doing something like street parking, where that side of the vehicle will be easily accessible from the sidewalk. These clamps do offer a bit of adjustment, but on our Durango, there's really only one spot that they'll work, at least with our factory roof rack, because it's set to a certain crossbar spread. But in that position, it does work. I had to angle both of these clamps where the hand knob is angled into the middle here. And I set my block for the cable up in this middle position, but I think you could go for this third position and have less of this thread poking up through. But that's how it actually secures around the bars. You just tighten down that knob to make sure it holds tight. And in here, we do have a slot for some included straps. So if you wanted to strap your cargo down and keep it from shifting while driving, you could do that too. Now, one thing you want to be mindful of is your weight capacity. The box can hold 110 pounds, which is pretty good. And I think because it's a little bit smaller, you probably won't have to worry about overloading it too much, especially if you're just loading it up with soft goods like camping gear and clothes. But it's still a good idea to check things like your roof rack and your roof on your vehicle and your owner's manual, just to make sure you're going by the lowest rated component and not overloading anything in the whole system. But overall, I think this is a nice option for a roof box. It's going to do what any other roof box would do and let you carry extra stuff with you and keep you inside of your vehicle a little less cluttered with cargo. The thing I like about the Benton here is that it's just a lot smaller than the other options, so it's going to be much easier to store when it's not in use. If you don't have a ton of stuff to carry anyway, there's no point in getting a giant box that all that stuff's going to be loosely flying around in, and it's going to be way more affordable. So if you're just starting out with a roof box and you're not sure quite what you need, I think this serves as a great starting point. It still gives you some good features like the ability to adapt to the proper crossbar spread here. It includes locks, dual side opening, things like that. If you do want to go for a bigger box though, I think the Inno Gearcase 720 is a really solid fit on the Durango. It definitely maximizes that roof space. It gives you the same weight capacity of 110 pounds, but it will be a little bit more of a premium price, just not as premium as some other boxes out there like Yakima or Thule. So for me, I think it's a really good value if you want to get into that bigger category. But for a good starting point, I think the Benton hits a lot of boxes that I would want it to, and it gives you an overall solid fit on the 2024 Dodge Durango. My name's Aidan, and thanks for watching.